Before you get started with your box project, you're going to want to understand the template a little bit. So the template comes in like this. You'll get it from your folder. It's an Illustrator file. I chose box 01. If I go to my layers panel here, I can see that it's all one layer, okay, and then it's a group, and then in some cases, some templates also have groups within groups. But each of these things are really just shapes that could have been drawn with the pen tool or one of the shape tools or whatever else. If I double click on it, I can end up in isolation mode and I can work on each of these shapes in isolation. Okay, so I think for us beginners, what we like to do is go ahead and take this template and I'm going to right click on it and go to ungroup, and then it kind of comes out of its grouping. Now in this case I've got two little subgroups. I'm going to have to ungroup and then one more. Go ahead and ungroup that as well. So because these are just simple shapes as if I had drawn these in Illustrator, I can easily change the color of them. I can go right there, choose a new color. If I wanted that to be a gradient, I can put a gradient on it like we learned earlier in the course. So I'm going to open a gradient library here in my swatches panel, and I'm going to go with earth tones. Okay, and then I choose that gradient and it goes there. Now if I wanted that gradient or any other effects to go across, let's say these four panels here, again, these are just like shapes that we would have encountered in Illustrator before, so we learned how to use Shape Builder. I can go ahead and combine all four shapes there with Shape Builder, and you see now that that gradient spreads all the way across that whole template. So if I folded that together, that gradient would go all the way around. So that's how this works when I'm working in Illustrator. One last tip before I go is to make sure that you always make sure that these shapes stay exactly where they're supposed to be. If I were to move this off, even if it were just slightly, my packaging design is going to be a little hard to fold together at the end. So do be careful. Make sure that if you ungroup this, everything stays in the place that you need it to be.